Hi guys, my name is Dan from Saxton 4x4 and this is our full review of the new Range Rover SVR. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be going through the interior, exterior changes and what the guys at SVO have done, not only to the way it looks, but the way it drives and feels as well. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'll just point out a couple of the key features they changed on the outside, because the big changes are on the inside and what they've done to the engine. So for the 2018-19 model, you've got facelifted rear lights, so they're a lot more of an aggressive look, sharper lines. Rolling around, as you can see, we're sporting brand new alloy wheels, slightly wider indentations, definitely a must-have for the SVR. Okay, rolling around the front, again, same situation again. So you've got these LED sharp-lined headlights. They give it more of an aggressive stance. They're sharper. It's a cleaner look than what they had to the predecessor. And then my absolute favourite piece, the carbon fibre bonnet. If you're a petrol head like myself, carbon fibre anywhere is brilliant. So the fact that you've got an exposed carbon fibre bonnet, it's definitely an option worth looking at. Now, onto one of my favourite pieces of the SVR, and that's the interior. Now, for the eagle-eyed viewers, you'll notice this is from the Velar. So the dual touch screen is essentially lifted from there and into here, and it's one of my favourite systems. So on the top, you've got your navigation, your media, your phone, things you can use day to day, and that screen itself on the top is a lot easier to use. It's a lot clearer, it's a lot more concise than what was in the past. And then on the rear, on the bottom, you have your more intricate sort of settings with your seats, the heating, dual climate control. It can be a little bit fiddly to play with when you are driving. It's definitely something you want to set up when you're parked up or, you know, at the traffic lights. But it's clear that the picture quality is a lot sharper. One of the main things that they have really improved is the navigation. It was a little bit laggy and a little bit slow, but I'm glad to report that this one in particular, it's sharp, it's easy to use, and overall they've just done a very good job. A couple of the other features is, if you didn't already know, Range Rovers, they have in this spec particular, you know, the heated steering wheel, heated windscreen, you've got the large double panoramic glass roof, you know, all the creature comforts that you could imagine. So let's touch on practicality. Now, it's essentially still a Range Rover. You've got more storage than you can shake a stick at. You've got more USB ports than you will ever need to keep the kids happy with their iPads. And just all in all, it's still a very practical vehicle. Yes, it's a 575 brake horsepower monster, but it does everything that you need it to. Large storage space, ISOFIX in the rear for the kids. You've got everything you'll need as far as creature comforts, so you'll never feel in lack. So let's move on to why we're really here. The SVR's party piece. So the guys at SVO, so that's the Special Vehicle Operations at Land Rover, thought, you know what, 540 brake isn't quite enough. So what they've done is they've pushed even more power out of that 5-litre supercharged V8. So whereas before it was on the old 540, we now have 575 brake horsepower. And alongside that, we've got 516 pounds-feet of torque. That's nearly 100 more than a 911 4S. So 516 pounds-feet of torque. Now that doesn't mean anything to most of you, but to put it into comparison, as I said, it's nearly 100 more than a 911 4S. Now that's probably enough to pull down a house. And when you're moving 2.5 tons, you kind of need that power. So the guys at SVO, alongside upping the power, that's only half of the piece to the puzzle. They've also had to play with the exhaust pipe, and a couple of 575 brake horsepower with an exhaust pipe does make for an interesting sound. It's antisocial, it's loud, it cracks, it bangs, it's everything I love in a car. And if you're buying one of these, it's the reason you smile. I mean, listen to the sound of that. That is just, it's intoxicating. And it's one of my favourite pieces to this car. It captivates you. It just reminds you why you love driving. Just listen to it. It's antisocial, it's loud. The guys have done a truly amazing job tuning that exhaust pipe. It's almost reminiscent of the old AMG V8s. It's that deep bellow. It's like they've captured Zeus and just put him into your exhaust pipe. Now,
don't be mistaken in thinking this is just a point and squirt. It's a little bit more. They have played with the air suspension. You have got slightly different dampers. So through the tricky stuff, it is responsive and you do feel light on your toes. The one thing I would want to point out is when you are really pushing, it can feel a little bit numb, and that's potentially down to the fact that it weighs 2.5 tons. But going for a nice drive, it's light, it's responsive, the gearbox is sharp, it's everything you want in your fast 4x4. Now, what we do is we're on quite a fast set of open roads here. It's, it's quite engaging. I can feel through the steam, I can feel the bumps. And one thing that is evident is it corners really flat. So even when you do carry a bit of speed in, you don't get much roll. And that's credit to the guys at SVR. They've done a really good job of connecting you. But like I said, it's just when you are on that final limit, it can feel a little bit numb. But for your average drive on a Sunday, waking your neighbours, you couldn't ask for anything better. So to conclude, what do we think of the Range Rover SVR? Well, it's really simple. It's an absolute ball to drive. It's so much fun. It has all the practicality you could ever need. Name a better daily driver. It's a very brief introduction to the SVR, but I hope I've touched on everything you guys need to know. If you want to know more, or you simply want to inquire about how much these things cost, some of the finance options we have here at Saxton 4x4, we are very blessed. We have a little over 30 SVRs in stock, ranging different specs and colours. So make sure you hit the links below, come and check out our stock, but more importantly, please do give this video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. You know, without you guys watching, it doesn't give us the backing from the main guys to give you this content. So yeah, so if you did enjoy it, give it a thumbs up, smash that subscribe button, and don't forget to visit Saxton 4x4. Thanks for watching.